This week we are talking freedom of speech on X being taken away from people. We are talking President Biden just handing out medals of freedom to all his friends. We are talking about the unfortunate events that happened in New Orleans and Las Vegas. We're going to touch on that a little bit. We're going to be touching on those subjects some today, so let's get into it. Freedom of speech. Should it be allowed everywhere with no rules at all? Any business, any platform, any social space, should you be allowed to say whatever you want with absolutely no rules? That's what we're talking about this week. And simple answer is no. Like, no. This conversation arises over the conversation we had last week over H-1B visas. So the argument's been going on X a lot between everyone. Every big person on X, every major political person on X is speaking about this, the left, the right. And we're not really going to touch on that topic too much. The topic that we are going to touch on is freedom of speech. Because there's a lot of people on there crying that their freedom of speech was taken away. And this is just an example of a Orwellian government. You know, what was it, 1987, I believe the movie is called. Yeah, we have a lot of individuals complaining that their freedom of speech is being taken away. And Elon Musk is just a he's just a tyrant. He owns X now, and he's just using the platform for everybody to just bow down to him. Kind of, yeah. Like, that is kind of what it seems like. Because a lot of these people, they were saying some wild shit on X. If you go on to a lot of these people's account, we have Laura Loomer, Myron Gaines. You know, those are the ones that really stuck out to me. Because those are ones that I kind of understand why they lost monetization. Mind you, their accounts are still up. They're still up there talking their shit, saying whatever they want, calling people the N-word and blah, blah, blah. Their accounts are still up. The only thing is they've been demonetized. And one thing we got to understand is X is a business. It's apparently Elon Musk is trying to get it to be the biggest news network in the world because that's what he keeps bragging about. The thing is, once you're the biggest news network in the world, you're going to have a lot of eyes on you. And if there's people on there just talking completely reckless, especially big accounts, monetized accounts who X is breaking bread with, if they're out there putting out hate speech, calling people outside of their name, doxing people, putting out people's personal information, guess what? You're going to lose your monetization because eventually people are going to start suing the company. Like, especially suing the company that is putting money in these people's pockets. It just came out that Nick Fuentes is going to sue the accounts that decided to dox him and put his personal information out there, leading to some crazy psycho pulling up to his house trying to kill him. A person pulled up to his house with a crossbow and a couple other weapons trying to kill him. Now, I seen a video of them pulling up on Ring camera outside of his house, yelling, "Nick!" trying to get him to come out. He didn't come out, thank God. So the assailant decided to run to his neighbor's house, and doing that, he ended up killing his neighbor's dogs. The guy ended up getting killed by police. He ended up getting shot by the police, but that could have ended up real bad for Nick Fuentes. So now he decided, you know what? I am suing these individuals that decided to put my personal information out there because online back and forth. Because they don't like things that he was saying online, so they decided to go and put his personal information out there. That's dangerous, and it should be completely illegal. Honestly, I feel like any person that's sitting there doxing anybody, putting their personal information out there, addresses, emails, family members, There needs to be charges brought up against these individuals because that's disgusting. That's dangerous. A lot of people don't understand how dangerous something so, something they think as something little and petty or funny or whatever they may think. They don't realize how dangerous that actually is. Like, you could lead to somebody getting killed. Then what? Then what? I see too many of these counts online, on X, well, it's pretty much X because it's not going on in Blue Sky. It's a bunch of, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get canceled. But yeah, the people that are over on X, they're a little out there. You can't expect to keep going on these platforms saying whatever you want. And there's going to be no consequences. Like, people are running wild on X for the last few months. And honestly, I feel like it's because Elon Musk is starting to get more into the political realm. And if you're dealing with politics and you own a platform where there's people out there just spreading blatant hate speech, like there's a hate, there has to be hate groups on there. The amount of times I get disrespected on there by these groups, like there's groups out there. It's not just a certain individual. But if they're allowing these people to just do whatever, it's gonna look bad on the company. Like, he spent $44 billion on this company. If he allowed these people just to keep saying whatever they want, no holds bar, speaking all types of bigotry and hate speech, he's gonna get looked at in a certain type of way. Especially if you're doing things involving the government. This government is supposed to be inclusive to all races, all sexes, all religions, all creeds. That's what America is supposed to be built on. If this man owns a platform where hate is just being spread at no holds bar in the name of freedom of speech, like, come on, that's just irresponsible. All these people that are on there complaining that, oh, he's blocking my freedom of speech. He's just using his power and he's abusing it. No, he's protecting his company. The biggest news platform in the world. He's protecting it. He wants his company to have some type of integrity. A company allowing this complete nonsense, complete racists, complete assholes, complete idiots just to say whatever they want, no holds bar, like that's not responsible. Especially if they're monetized. Like, he's breaking bread with these people. How's that going to look on him, on his company? Like, this is the company. Hey, you want to be racist? You got a racist agenda. You're trying to push some extremism. Come to X. We got you, and we'll pay you for it. Like, nah. Like how does that even sound? Like, just look at Myron Gaines. He got demonetized off YouTube for his hateful rhetoric that he continues to push against women. And then to start calling people the N-word and calling Jewish people the K-word and like, bro, certain platforms allow that. But honestly, I don't see that continue to keep going on into the future, for Rumble to keep doing that. And who else does that? I don't know if Twitch does it, but come on. These are billion-dollar companies. They need to protect their assets, not protect your little account because you want to go out there and just talk all types of crazy shit. Like, come on now. I got right here. I got the new rules that X put out for the guidelines for if you're monetized, if you're part of their monetization program, their partner program, they're partnering with you. So they put out new rules and certain individuals aren't happy about these new rules. I don't get it. I don't understand why would you be so angered because you have rules? You still have your freedom of speech. If you want to talk all that racist stuff and all that crazy stuff, guess what? You're still allowed to. But don't expect for X to be breaking bread with you, to be sharing the bag with you. It's going to look bad on them. When Nick Fuentes decides to sue all these accounts, X is going to hold some of the liability because X is paying these people. These people are, X is profiting off of their hate speech. So yes, of course, X needs to stop the monetization of these people. The crazy thing, after all this happens, it seemed like Myron Gaines is trying to lean into it even more. Like I'm seeing stuff that he posting, and it's just more hate speech, more racism. Like, dog, like you don't get it? Like, is that all you have? Is to talk shit and to hate on other people and talk crazy? Is that all you have? Like you say that you're out there helping men. How is that helping men? By sitting there calling them the N-word and disrespecting them and all this because they don't agree with you. That's the quickest way to lose an argument. If you're arguing with someone, debating someone, to jump to just to disrespecting them, you know what that means? It means you lost. It means you lost. It means you had nothing credible to say with no facts, so therefore you had to jump to a personal attack. Like, it just shows a sign of weakness. You know, that's apparently who the guy is. Don't attack me. I'm just saying what I think and what I feel about your actions. Don't attack me. Don't have your million subscribers come and attack me. I'm ready for the shits. These are the new rules that X has put out for if you want to be monetized. Given your recent, this is something that somebody posted. Given your recent activity on X, posts from your account might be flagged as negative under these criterias. Wait. Posts from your account that might be flagged as negative under these criteria could include those discussing strategic work partnerships in a negative light, especially if they involve personal grievances or criticism. All right, let's break that down. You're working for a company. You don't like something that the company's doing. Do you hop on social media and you start bashing the company? No. You do that in any company, any other company in this country, you're going to lose your job. So why would it be any different on X? Why does anyone think it'd be any different on X? I'm going to go and talk shit about the owner of my company on a public platform that they own. And I'm going to think I'm going to keep getting paid for it. Don't work like that. Where does it work like that? Where? Show me where. I remember when I was younger, I was working at a pizza spot and I ended up getting suspended. I ended up hopping on Facebook and I was like, hey, apparently I got a vacation for the next couple of days. Not knowing that the supervisor that just suspended me was just online scrolling and he seen that. They ended up firing me. Like, oh, you think you're on vacation? Now you're really on vacation. Don't come back. Oh, hurt piece. And I wasn't even really talking shit about the company. I was just making light of the situation. But hey, that's how it goes. You offend somebody that you work for, that you don't like their decision, and you speak on it publicly, you could lose your job. I mean, I guess that goes against, freedom of speech. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, but within reason. Let's go to the next rule. Posts that critique or challenge other users or public figures in a way that is perceived as harsh or personal rather than constructive. I mean, yeah, that's kind of corny. I mean, I guess in a sense, if you're talking about a personal attack, like, yeah, we don't want to see personal attacks going out there, attacking people on a personal level. If they did something professionally that you don't like I said, if it's constructive, what you're saying, if you're saying something that, hey, you should go about it this way. What you're doing is wrong. Why don't you try it this way? I can see that. But if you're talking about a personal attack, like, yo, F this person's at this person's at that, and then, then yeah, it's a personal attack. Like, again, if X is breaking bread with you, giving you money, you're supposed to be a representative of the company. And clearly, they want to be represented in a good light, in a place where people go to get their news. It's a public platform for people to talk and discuss. But people turn it to a public platform where they could just go and attack people. They could spread their bigoted opinions and views. Any day you go on there, you're going to see that from all different races, not just white people. You get it from white people, you get it from black people, you get it from... No, honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with you. That's really the only two groups that me personally, that I'm seeing. You got the racist white people telling people, oh, go back to your country, this and that. And then you have these extremist black people pretty much doing the same thing. Like FBAs, yo. I just got to a point where, like, yo, I'm not even gonna argue with these people no more. Like, they don't want to hear it, and they're gonna say anything and everything that's gonna get them to a point where they get their reparations. But yeah, third thing on here: content mentioning negative experiences with the platform's features or algorithms, particularly if expressed with frustration or negativity. Again, that goes back to protecting the company. If you have issues with the platform, the company that you're working for, reach out to HR. Reach out to the people running your monetization that's paying you. Let them know how you feel about the situation. Like, to go publicly on their platform to bash out, you don't like about how they don't do how they do something, and expect them to break bread with you. It does not make sense. That needs to be kept internally, not for the public. Clearly, if there's an issue, they would want to address it. But at the same time, you know, that goes to freedom of speech. I guess go somewhere else if you want to discuss it. Go hop on Reddit and go start a subreddit about the issues with the algorithm on X and the problems you have there. But to come on their platform and do it and bash them on their own platform and expect no repercussions, expect to continue to get paid, where'd they do that at? For what company would you work for that they would do that? I don't know of any. I don't know of any. But these are the things that these people are complaining about. And then they're saying that their freedom of speech is being stopped, and this is an Orwellian world, and Elon Musk is just a tyrant, and if you speak out against him, then he's going to shut down your freedom of speech. Yo, he's not shutting down anybody's freedom of speech. He is just stopping the monetization. He is stopping the breaking of bread with you to take the liability from the bullshit that users speaking, to take it off of them, to take it off X. Because like I said, if they continue to allow that on their platform, somebody gets injured, somebody gets killed, somebody gets hurt, they will be held liable because they are paying for these people to continue to speak this bullshit. Like, let's stop with these ideologies where you could just speak nonsense all you want and with no consequences. You know, a lot of times it's you know, people's feelings. Like people's feelings. Like, I'm gonna say what I want, do what I want, and just do what's right. But if it's not right, if it's wrong what you're saying, then it goes past people's feelings. Where you're talking about people's lifestyles and things that could affect their business and really affect their state of mind. Like, yeah, you're crossing the line, and you deserve to be demonetized. And like I said, their accounts are still open. They're still free to say whatever the hell they want. They're still free to say whatever the hell they want, whenever the hell they want, and nobody's stopping them. Nobody's stopping them at all. They're free to say whatever they want. Just don't expect to get paid for it. Simple as that. You know, and then the thing too, I decided to look a little into this, into Myron Gaines. Because I'm not going to lie. Honestly, I haven't liked the dude since the first time I seen his clips going viral. Who the hell is this Indian-looking dude thinking he's Andrew Tate? Mind you, you could look at this dude. This dude was not, bro, he was not getting no play from females like that. Like, come on. Like, just look at the dude. Look. Now he got a little bit of waves. He got his beard connected. He's looking on thing, but look at him before. He was a Fed. Probably still is. And he looked like a Fed. talked like a Fed. And yeah, he still acts like a Fed because a lot of these Feds and these cops, they act like complete bigots. Like they don't care about who they hurt. They're gonna say whatever, act however they want, and you know that's the role that he was playing. So yeah, I looked into him a little. Shout out to I watched his video. Let me know a little bit more about him. What's his name? Oh, the Don Ozzy. That's the video I watched. He gave a great breakdown of basically the rise and fall of Myron Gaines. And dude's a cornball, though. Like, dude's a cornball. He tried to be in a self-help guru. Clearly, it wasn't working out for him. The things that he was suggesting to help people clearly weren't helping people that much, that he had to get to a point of, oh, I'm going to bring a bunch of women to a table and I'm just going to start bashing them. You know, it started a whole new thing on YouTube. Other businesses, other channels started doing the same thing. You know, I tried watching the Whatever podcast. I don't understand how some of them things run for 8 hours long. Like, yo, that is wild. How do you sit for 8 hours just talking? See, but they actually try and help these people. They actually try and give them advice, not just bash these women and put them down and just shit on them just for clicks and entertainment. They actually, like, I believe these guys are Christians and they're actually trying to help these people. But what Myron Gaines was doing, like, nah, you're just exploiting women. Like that's all you were doing. And the name of, oh, I'm helping men out. Like, what men are you really helping? Like, let's be honest. Look, what men are you really helping by disrespecting women? Like, what are you showing them? How to disrespect women and how to play women and, like, how not to talk to them? Like, come on. He blew up once Kevin Samuels appeared on his show. That was really what set him off. He's out there claiming that men don't need women. Listen, any man out there claiming that men don't need women, like, dog, you're a weirdo, bro. That's not no red pill shit. That's not no, like, that's past misogyny, bro. Honestly, I think you're gay. You wouldn't be here on this earth without a woman. Every man came through either the stomach through a C-section or through the vagina of a woman. So therefore, like, that right there just goes and cancels that. Like, get out of here with that bullshit. Also, you can't continue your legacy without a woman. It's essential for a man to have a woman in order to continue his legacy. You cannot have children without a woman. Therefore, a woman is needed. Just looking at you, I could tell. You were never no ladies, man. You, like, come on. Wasn't it Drake? Wasn't Drake talking shit about him? Guys that weren't getting no play in high school trying to tell me how to treat women? I'm pretty sure it was him that Drake was talking about. I mean, it was him or Andrew Tate, but, like, I don't even want to go there. But honestly, it's the same shit. It's the same shit. For a man to say you don't need a woman, like, bro, you're bugging. You may not need a woman to help you in business. Like, you could get places in the world and business and, you know, stuff like that without a woman. You could do that on your own. But once you talk about a family and legacy, women are essential. Like, essential. Unless y'all weirdos I'm pretty sure there's some weirdos in the labs right now, like, trying to figure out how to have kids without women. Dude just releasing themselves into jars and they're sitting there trying to figure out a way, make a fake womb and all this. And this world's weird. This world's very weird. But yeah, like I said, men that are like that, like, oh, like, you have no respect for women. Your mom probably never loved you. Your mom probably never showed you what a real woman is. She probably did things that you just don't respect women. Probably cheating on your father behind his back and you knowing about it, so you have no respect for her and for other women. So you don't have respect for women. Your mom never showed you love, so you don't have respect for women. So you think less of women. Like, you probably didn't have the father in your life to show you how to respect a woman, to show you how a man interacts with a woman in the right way. Either that or your father was present there and he just treated your mom like dog shit. And your mom just sat there and took that. and showed that she was weak. Like that shit is crazy. Like women are essential. Women are essential, and we must protect women. And I'm not no feminist by any means. Like I'm pro life. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. I'm pro life. Like the babies deserve to live. You know, certain situations, you know, the life of the mother, rape and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I get it. But just as because you want to be running wild, doing whatever with whoever, so you want to kill the mistake that you made. Man, listen, I was almost aborted. My mother told me that she went to the clinic. She went to the clinic with me while she was pregnant with me, and she was gonna have an abortion. And thank God she didn't, because here I am today. So listen, I ain't with that. I'm for ceiling fans because she ended up spending the money on ceiling fans. So I think I should buy a really nice ceiling fan one day. Just invest into ceiling fans, because ceiling fans, they saved my life. Yeah, back to Myron. Myron, freedom of speech Myron, talking about freedom of speech and stuff like that. Apparently, this individual went and filed a couple of cease and desists on another YouTube called, what's it called? Abba and Preach. Abba and Preach. Let's talk about Abba and Preach and the whole Fresh and Fit situation. So apparently, I guess they might have been cool at one point. So Fresh and Fit, they were talking shit about Abba and Preach, basically saying that Abba was blue pilled or something along those lines. Abba came to the show and he actually confronted Myron on the situation, like questioned about it, like, oh, like, you know, you're saying I was blue pilled. Like, could you elaborate on that? And Myron sitting there playing dumb, like, oh, like, what exactly are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, this and that. And then you got Fresh over there reminding him of what he said. And he still played dumb. Oh, like he talked, like I was going back before, he talked so much shit about all these women, but when it comes to a man being there, he wants to go and be a bitch. So that started some whole little beef with them or whatever. So Abba and Preach started making videos, just cutting Fresh and Fit up. Like every other videos that are just sitting there going in on Fresh and Fit, exposing them for the frauds that they are. So Myron decided to go and put some cease and desist. What do they call it? DMCA strikes. He decided to file over 20 DMCA strikes on Abba and Preach, stating that they're misusing their content. When there's reaction videos all over YouTube, it's free use. If you're sitting there taking those videos and you're commenting on them, if it's on YouTube, that's a free platform, and these individuals are taking these videos, downloading them, and commenting on them, that's free play. So YouTube actually forced Fresh and Fit to withdraw these claims. If not, their video would get shut down. So you want to talk about freedom of speech, and you're sitting there, and the thing is, Abba and Preach, they were able to refute the claims, and they got that shit shut down. The thing is, there's other channels that weren't able to fight it or were too scared or didn't know how to, whatever the case, and they ended up getting shut down. They end up getting demonetized due to Fresh and Fit. How can you call for freedom of speech and you're sitting there infringing upon others' freedoms of speech? Like, come on now. You got to be consistent. You got to have some integrity. Clearly, the dude has no integrity because he says whatever the hell he wants. You know, disrespects people of all races and sexes and religions and all that. Like, bro, you're from Africa, but you're sitting there calling the next person the N-word all you want. Like, how does that work? How does that work? I made a little analogy that I guess a Fresh and Fit audience might catch. Complaining about getting demonetized on X is like working for a broom store, calling their customers all types of racist names and bigoted names, giving out the address of customers, and expecting that broom store to keep you employed, expecting that broom store to keep paying you. a fresh and fit audience will get that analogy. But yeah, throughout all this, there's some of that I've looked up to within this podcasting, talking politics, talking news, and that's PBD, Patrick Bet David, in the PBD podcast. But the thing is, I ain't really know how he made his money before, and it's been exposed. He started a multi-level marketing company, a pyramid scheme. And I tried to look into it and try to like, nah, like it's not true. Like he couldn't do that. He's a good man. Like I watch his videos all the time. He gives out good information. Like he seems like a very trustworthy person, and he seems like good people. But the more I looked into it, bro, he made his money from a multi-level marketing company, and he learned how to do it from other multi-level marketing companies where he wasn't making money. So he decided, you know what? He realized the only people making money in these companies are the people at the top that own these companies. So he decided to make his own. I mean, the way I see it, from what I've seen, the videos I've seen, the interviews I've seen where they were asking him about it. One thing I just wanted to hear him say is, yes, it was a multi-level marketing company. Yes, we had to recruit people, but what we are offering to these people helped them in business, taught them a lot of things about business and how to run a company and how to run a team. I mean, you get that from, if you're part of a good team, a multi-level marketing company, like you could do that. You could learn stuff like that. But I didn't hear that at all from him. So I'm wondering, like, does he feel guilty about it? Like, is it just like he's like, yeah, like that's what I did, and nobody really got anything except for the few people at the top. Like, is that what it was? Like, I want to hear more about it. I seen a show last week where him and the guys were talking about it, and it's like they really didn't talk about it. They were just like, oh, like they said that's crazy. You wouldn't do that. Instead of breaking down like, oh, no, it wasn't this. It wasn't predatory. It wasn't a scheme like what was said on X in the community notes. It wasn't a scheme. It was this. Let me break it down for you. But he didn't. So it's like, damn. Were you really getting over on people? Is that what's going on, Pat? Like, dog, I look up to you. Like, I admire what you do. Like, I want to have a team with guys like yours around the table talking politics, chopping it up, talking the latest news, reacting. Like, I like what you do. It was an inspiration during this last political cycle. Like, I got a lot of my information from your podcast. I f***ed with it. I liked it. But hearing this, it's like, I mean, like I said, if that's what you did, at least explain to us how you help people, how many people you helped. Because like I said, I believe there are ways with the right team, even if someone isn't successful in that business, they could still learn a lot about business and how to run a business and becoming business savvy. And, there's a lot that could be learned. But if that's not what you're providing, if you are sitting there just taking advantage of minorities, of broke people and telling them that like you can make money easily, yeah, I have an issue with that. It's not cool. Like, I mean, I see what you're doing now is great. Valuetainment, PBD podcast, like that, I'm all for it. But like I said, if that's what you did, at least own up to it. Don't sit here and try and run from it. That's your past. That's your past. That's how you made your money. That's what got you to where you are today. Hey, own up to it. But don't sit here and act like it wasn't an issue when clearly that's what was going on. Could look up PHP now and it's still the same thing. I mean, on the website, it talks about team building and people learning and stuff like that. But I didn't hear those words out of his mouth. That's where I had the issue at. Then it's predatory. BBD. What's up, man? Can we get an explanation? Like something? Because I see a lot of people attacking you online. Like, I don't like it, man. That's my dude right there. I learned a lot of shit from him. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully he addresses the it's not even an allegation, the expose, because it's expose. He's been exposed. It's not an allegation when it's true. When there's facts out there, like PHP is still a company, and his name is still on the website. Let's get into let's get into some headlines that I've seen lately that I found a little off-putting. At the end of every president's term, they give out the Medal of Freedom to certain individuals that have done great things in this country. I seen he gave one to Denzel Washington. You know, I didn't read into the reason why. I would assume it was because, you know, he's such a great actor. I mean, what has Denzel really done other than acted and gave good interviews? And I guess set a good example for young black men. But two individuals that I've seen him give these medals to, like, oh man, they're laughing in our faces, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, they are laughing in our faces. They're dancing in our faces. Like, he gave the Medal of Freedom to Hillary Clinton, Hillary Rodham Clinton, and George Soros. That's disturbing. I don't have the reasoning behind Soros, but I'm pretty sure it's because of all the funding that he gave. I seen something. I guess his son accepted it, and basically he's talking about for basically the journey that he's came through and the businessman he is, and this and that. Yo, George Soros, like, is a scary man. I don't even want to speak out against him, but it's a scary man. And a Medal of Freedom. Hillary Clinton, she received it. The medal was awarded in recognition of her extensive public service and her historical achievements in American politics. Specifically, the White House highlighted her trailblazing roles as the first lady elected to the United States Senate, her tenure as Secretary of State, and her status as the first woman nominated president by a major United States political party. This recognition underscores her contributions to the prosperity values or security of the United States, as well as world peace and other significant societal endeavors. Like exploiting Haiti and all these kids going missing. And everything else they accuse her. Listen, I'm not all into that QAnon shit, but it's just weird as a lot of people disappeared around her. I'm just saying, it can't be a coincidence. And then her husband, him and Epstein, she knew about it. Medal of Freedom. That's what that gets you. And why do you think people like myself and other people that are, I don't want to say woke. People that are aware to what's going on, what they're doing, they're a little confused. Cause it's confusing. Like, why did she deserve this? Why does she deserve that medal? Like, honestly, like, I just feel like the Democratic Party, they're just dancing and laughing in our faces right now. They're going out swinging. They're not going out honorably. There's not going to be no peaceful transition of presidency like it should be. Like, what they're doing, they're going out swinging. We lost, okay. We gonna cause some mayhem. Because what's weird is, ever since Trump got elected, look at the chaos going on in our country. Look at all the shootings back to back. Like, just over the weekend, unfortunately, we had somebody in New Orleans go crazy and crash into a bunch of people where a child lost their lives. And then the Tesla truck being parked in front of Trump Towers and with explosives going off. And we had the news media basically trying to blame it on it being a Tesla truck. Issues with the truck. When clearly there was explosives in there. You know, the guy down in New Orleans, that situation is weird. You know, because either I look at it a couple different ways. Either he was just at his wit's end and he was just suicidal and he decided to end it, or something that I believe is a little more believable. He got flipped by ISIS and he did what he did. There was a mission he was sent on. You know, they could say he was at his wit's end and went crazy and just decided to end it because what was it? He was like $16,000 in debt. I think he owed like $28,000 in child support. His real estate business wasn't doing too good in the past year. They said when he raided his house there was piled up bills and his whole house was in dismay. Either, like I said, he was at his wit's end or he just knew what was coming and he just didn't care about anything else. He just let everything go to shit. Like, you know what? Like, I got this coming up at the end of the year. I'm not even gonna worry about my bills, child support, none of that. Like, it's going to end the way that I ended. Because they said he had explosives on him too, and they found, I guess, stuff at his house to build bombs. They said he hopped out the vehicle, and as soon as he hopped out, he was gunned down. I mean, rightfully so. Like, that was a tragic event. You know, I don't really like speaking about stuff like this because we're never gonna know the truth behind what happened. Like, that's honestly how I feel. With all these tragedies going on across the country, we never know the truth. And then when someone does find out the truth and they expose the truth, look at Alex Jones. I mean, I'm not saying what he said was true, but I seen some stuff make me question, but I don't want to go there. This channel's just starting. I'm not trying to get shut down already. But yeah, a lot of crazy shit going on in this country. Lots of crazy things. It's just the beginning of 2025. Like, I have a feeling this year is gonna be. It's not gonna be a normal year. I feel like it's gonna be a pivotal time in our history. 2025. Maybe it's gonna be Project 2025. Who knows? But I feel like the Democrats, I feel like the left, they're not going to go out quietly. And once Trump gets into position, they're going to do everything in their power to discredit this man. Everything in their power. It's unfortunate. It sucks, but. Oh, another headline. The judge in New York proceeding over Donald Trump's case has said he is not going to send Donald Trump to jail. But the thing is, Donald Trump is still going to be considered, once he gets sentenced, he is officially a convicted felon. And supposedly, a convicted felon will not be able to be sworn into oath as president. I don't know how that's going to work out. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. And I feel like that's going to be the left surprise. Like, guess what? You can't become president. Aha, we're still in power. You got elected. Aha, that don't mean shit. We run things. This is our country. But we'll see how that plays out. At least he ain't going to jail. Come on, the thing is, no one else is going to jail for them same charges. The only reason that it was bumped up to being felonies is because of who he is. Because those charges, anybody else, those are all misdemeanors. Now all of a sudden he has 30-something felonies. Because that's all they could do. If it was a misdemeanor, they can't block him from being president. But let's go and make them felonies. And we could block that shit. So let's see if their little plan works out. Kind of scary because, if that happens, what are we going to end up with? Kamala? Like, that lady could barely put a sentence together any better than I do when I'm just rambling on. Hear me rambling for 5 minutes. I'm gonna start sounding like her. I ain't gonna laugh like her because another thing too with the whole New Orleans thing, people are speculating that the FBI, they knew about it and they were tracking him the whole time. Like, oh, the FBI knew about it. They were tracking him. Look, there's a video out there where his truck is in traffic and the camera's following his truck the whole time. That video was edited. That video was that video was recording that whole area just at once. And that camera wasn't moving. That camera was still. And then in post and editing, they went and zoomed in to the car and they tracked it. They followed it along the whole time until he decided to go into the alleyway and go speeding off. That was just one scene. The camera wasn't moving following the truck. And the way that goes to prove it, there's a timestamp. There was a timestamp up here, solid in one spot, that actually moved out of scene. If the camera was panning, that timestamp would have stayed in that same spot, but that timestamp ended up moving out of the scene, which just goes to show this was edited. This was done afterwards. This was zoomed in upon and panned over in editing. So that just goes to refute that whole thing. Or apparently, I guess the FBI did know because he was posting about stuff about being in allegiance with ISIS beforehand, which doesn't actually make sense. If he is in allegiance with ISIS, why would he be putting that out there if he was planning an attack? Like, all this stuff is weird, but even if they did know about it, I doubt they would know exactly when he was going to do it. Like, when he was going to plan that attack and do what he was going to do. Like, what he did, like, he could have did that any day. He goes rents a truck and goes and does what he does. Another thing that's weird about that situation and the Vegas situation is that apparently that guy and the guy that was in Vegas, supposedly, that they both were stationed at Fort Bragg at one point. MK Ultra. That's what I think about that. MK Ultra. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird that guy's his mosque ended up putting out a statement afterwards telling their members not to speak to the feds. Important announcement must read. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I'm sure many of you have heard about the tragic events that took place in New Orleans this morning and are being classified as an act of terror by the FBI. I want to emphasize the importance of everyone to stay very vigilant and aware of your surroundings. The safety of our community is the most important thing. If anyone is contacted by the media, it is very important that you do not respond. If approached by the FBI and a response is necessary, please refer to CARE and ISGH. It is crucial that we stay united at this time as we condemn these terrible acts. Please stay safe. And that was from his masjid. What is Khair and ISGH? Khair and ISGH. What is that? Okay. The Council on American Islamic Relations. That's Khair. Oh, it's saying it's deeply troubling for the wrongdoing. Refer all questions to Khair, a Jew-hating group which has praised other Islamist terrorist attacks. Morton Klein told JNS. The Council on American Islamic Relations is an umbrella group that initially was a partner on the White House's national strategy on combating Jew hatred. Shortly after Hamas attacked southern Israel on October 7, 2023, Khair blamed Israel for being attacked. At some point in December 2023, the White House scrubbed Khair from the Jew hatred strategy. So they were supposed to help against Jew hatred, and actually they said, nah, they did it. They're guilty. Got to protect the Muslims. So, yeah. If the FBI questions you, go tell the group that hates Israel. I think that's it for this week, guys. It hasn't been much that has stuck out to me in news. Talked about freedom of speech. You still got it. Just don't expect to get paid for it if you cross the line with it. The Democrats are crazy. That's nothing new. People are still attacking America. That's nothing new. Elon Musk said we're going to be going to Mars before President Trump's presidency is over. I don't even think we left this planet yet, but hey, call me a conspiracy theorist. There's a poll here. Who was most deserving recipient of the Presidential Medal of Freedom awarded by Biden? Denzel Washington, Hillary Clinton, George Soros, or other? Denzel Washington won that. That just goes to show how little respect people have for Hillary Clinton or George Soros. Like these are people that supposedly did things for our country, that served our country, that had the best interests of our country in mind through all their actions. But 58% of people that voted on this, almost 13,000 votes, all believe that Denzel Washington deserved that more than the other two. So, yeah. I think that's it for this week, guys. Tune in next week for another episode of the Broken Shackle Collective Podcast, BSCP. I'm your host, Danali Patterson. You have a great week. Happy New Year to everybody. 2025 is going to be a great year for all of us. God willing. God bless. And thank you.